somebody asked Awana Bonner, as a vet on this team, how do you kind of, rally the troops? And she was saying, well, first of all, it's about reminding them that this is a long series. But, this is actually just not a situation where you're talking about one of the most experienced playoff players ever, but she doesn't have experience with this. And I don't think, because it's one thing if you're Tibbetts or Becky Hammond to have been in this situation before as an assistant in the NBA, but you've also built these rosters with all the previous sort of machinations that you have with the WNBA in mind. And you don't necessarily have the depth. Like, one of the things that makes a 7-game series really interesting is all the different tools that you can use. And both of these teams are basically down to 8 players in their rotation. And I really wonder, is Nate Tibbetts going to get to a place where he starts to say, okay, can we have a Kalani Brown moment? I do feel like Khadijah Luxa should be having a moment at this point. Like, DeWanna Bonner is their first player off the bench, and she just hasn't had a good series at all. He continues to trust her. I imagine maybe that's him being in this position for the first time too as a head coach, maybe wanting to lean on an experienced player. But honestly, I think one of the worst performances in game 1, and then not really a lot in game 2 either. So it kind of this is all new territory for the coaches as well. And I also there's other, implications as far as this is why a 7-game series should mean that you have bigger rosters down the line as well.
Yes,
I think
no question.
we're
Great
seeing
point.
that.
Yeah.
We got Sammy Whitcomb on one knee every moment in this series.
Sammy
it's just
Whitcomb and DeWanna Bonner is the 2 players they're playing off the bench pretty much.
Yeah.
And the Aces have Jewel Lloyd and Dana Evans. That's tough. That's just tough.
It is. And you bring those 2 up, the way that they played in game 1, I feel like if the Aces win this series, that's what we're going to look back at, because Phoenix had rest going into game 1. Vegas did not. The vets, the stars, for Vegas, they didn't really look like they had juice. They didn't have their legs underneath them in game 1. But Jewel Lloyd, Dana Evans, what did they combine for 40 points apiece? Jewel Lloyd just looks like she's back to being Jewel Lloyd. She had that along back in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jewel Lloyd's having an incredible series. I guess not oddly enough, she's 32, so she's not old, but defensively and rebounding, she's been incredible. They especially in game 1, but less so in game 2, they've been using these guards to just hound AT. And listen, reaching in, trying to get a steal, that's one thing. Doing it on Alyssa Thomas is different. Jumping in front when she's coming off downhill off the pick and roll, you got to be a bit of a gangster. And Jewel Lloyd is in the building. She is I'm doing it. I will dig down. I will trap. I will step in front of Alyssa Thomas. And you can see them just frustrated. She's been so good. So many just clutch loose ball or offensive rebounds. Loose, and we ain't even talk about the shot making. Just that, like you said, it's Jewel Lloyd is I'm back in the finals. I'm reminded that I'm a winner. Let's go win the game. And that's what you're getting from Jewel Lloyd. What does it take to win? I'm gonna do that. And that's just an insane kind of flex for a team with Aja Wilson and Jackie Young. That Jewel Lloyd is your do all the little things glue player who could also go get you 20. I almost kind of forgot how loaded Vegas was because of how the season went. And really because of how Indiana played them, right? How Indiana played them, they made them look beatable and a little bit mediocre. And clearly that was just a matchup thing, because I don't know, you get pushed to 5 games by Odyssey Sims, right? That's it was Kelsey Mitchell and a bunch of players who should be beating Vegas, but they look like Vegas again. That's one thing the Mercury have really brought out. They've brought out the best in the Aces that we did see until that 60-game win streak.
Yeah, I think the Fever kind of, even in the opening salvo of the series, they showed you that they had some pieces that could give the Aces real trouble. Kelsey Mitchell's quickness created real issues for the backcourt. Even when they tried to, do the full court press on them, Kelsey Mitchell would just outrun them. And now you see Mercury kind of trying to adjust with that and be a little bit more physical in their backcourt at times. Every time they go full court press, either Jackie or Jewel or Dana Evans, who's been incredible in the series as well, like they just outrun them down the floor, right? They just can't. And then the Ahlman matchup too. Like Alyssa Thomas has just not been able to win that matchup. And I'm glad that you brought up Jewel's defense because her, Jackie, and Chelsea have combined to basically be able to neutralize what we've considered to be the most unstoppable play in the WNBA this season with the Alyssa Thomas inverted pick and roll. The way that they have sacrificed their bodies, they have taken huge beatings. Like Jackie Young is like she's 6 feet tall. I don't think she necessarily looks 6 feet tall when you watch her on the screen, but she's 6 feet tall. She's strong, so she's bigger than she looks, and then she plays bigger than she actually is too. So like the way that like she's doing the same stuff too. Like she has that rebound against Seattle as the putback. She has a huge rebound in the semifinals, and now she's like kind of like switching onto one of the most destructive big matchups around and just poking the ball away from her and completely just neutralizing them. Because after you kind of solve that action, like for Phoenix, you can tell that they feel a little bit lost when they go away from it. You know,
they like the Becky threw the zone at them in the second half, and this is the I love Alyssa Thomas, so I don't want to be like disparaging, but this is the difficulty when you essentially just say, we're going to have one player handle the ball all of the time, like this premier playmaker, right? They haven't developed a formidable and reliable secondary playmaker. It's really just like Ka can create a shot, but she doesn't get to do it very often, like to create a shot for other people. Like they might need another way to attack. You saw that in game 2, but I mean, they just kind of stay on the perimeter. Like they just like they get an open shot, they take it. Satu just took the open shot immediately when she got it. So it's interesting to try to see them try to figure out how do they get something going if it's not a matter of Alyssa driving and spraying. Right? Can they find another action, maybe even another pick and roll ball handler or another point of attack, or maybe even a different angle than just coming down the middle, where now Chelsea and Jewel and all of them are in position to kind of swipe and get back. Like they've got to figure out another way, and you could tell like even Alyssa didn't kind of know what to do without the ball in her hand like that. So it's going to be interesting. I definitely think they're going to like kind of look at this roster situation. Like it wasn't enough. Maybe Monique can run a little bit more, like, get a little bit more action with the ball in her hand. She's a capable ball handler. It's tough though. Like, or the other answer is just to figure out a way to get Alyssa going, because you really don't have a chance to win without her anyway. She needs a 20-10-10 game just to keep you on par with Asia, because Asia right now is insane. And Jackie is obviously Jackie. But to me, this kind of points it out. The Aces got they can go pick and roll. They can post up Asia. They can go pick and roll with Jackie, who's probably one of the harder pick and roll players to guard because she's so fast and strong. And then they can you forget about Chelsea sometimes. Like Chelsea's like, all right, give me the rock. And she's diamond and hitting the mid, she's got the midi pull up, and she's, playing defense. Like it's an embarrassment of riches, and you could kind of see it overwhelming Phoenix the first 2 games. But Chelsea Gray has been the Chelsea Gray we remember. Like she really turned up game 2.
Yeah, she had an incredible game. I feel like because Asia had the 20-point first half and Jackie Young then had the historic 21-point third quarter, we kind of forgot. Like Chelsea Gray had an incredible game that just kind of got lost in the fray of all that. But that's also a function of how great of a connector she is, because so many of those points for both of them were set up by her, right? Like there were like that second quarter that you wrote about, you did a great job, right? Like kind of talking about Asia's second quarter and the way that she motivated herself to, just activate that beast. Yeah.
She was so mad at herself.
But I
She
love
was
that
so
though. That's so fun. It's so fun to watch, like, sort of these players, the way that their gears turn, right? You know, like all great players, they find little things to motivate
yes.
themselves, to kind of keep themselves sharp through the course of, you know, the slog of the playoffs and stuff. And watching her do that and get mad at herself, and then she said what she said, like it woke up like the voices in
The
her
little
mind or
voices in her
something.
head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
not it was I could it's this is why I love Asia. Like you could count on your hands how many people would say that out loud at halftime on
Yeah.
TV. Like, did you like essentially draw attention to the fact that you airballed a layup? Like that was
Hmm.
right there. And she's like, yeah, after that. But to put that onus on herself to attack, she is just fun. She handles every interview like she understands this thing very well. She knows how to, even when she's not answering the question, she's saying it in a way that makes you feel like she wants to answer the question. She's
Hmm.
got it's a really good gift. She's just got a personality about her. Like just what's been 2 games. I feel like I know Aisha, right? She has
Hmm.
that kind of quality. She's such a fun player to watch and cover, right? Like some of that spirit. You see it in press conferences and stuff. You see it come out, but live, she is a blast. Like it's
Hmm.
really refreshing. And on top of that, she is also a dog. Like you can kind of see it click. Like okay, I'm taking over because this is not like a scrub. This is Alyssa Thomas. She is like, I'm going at you. And there's a spirit about her that fits, like you said, the great ones. She is like very clearly saying, I'm the best player on the floor. You guys cannot guard me. Like,
Hmm.
period. And what you gonna do about it? Like, that's how she's playing. And I don't know that the Mercury can do anything about it, which really is interesting to me because they got here on this. They got 3 matchup nightmares, right? Alyssa,
Hmm.
Satu, like they're just hard to guard players. If you put too much attention on one, the other's gonna burn you. And somehow they, as a trio, just haven't gotten going yet. That's to me their only hope. If Asia's cooking like that, then you need everybody cooking
Hmm.
just to compete with that. And that to me shows how great she is.